Okay, Lazio, Atletico.
Atletico were the upper hand. So, but because all near close, my Atletico double chance.
Double chance at Atletico. Man City, Red Star Belgrade.
Oh, straightforward. But how many goals on Bessie? Haaland Bessie go.
City win over 2.5.
City win over 2.5. Yes, maybe a 3-0 might be a good score line, but Haaland to score.
Red Star win to go. Okay. PSG Dortmund.
So much in the chairman. Goals baby over 1.5.
Over 1.5.
Over 2.5. Goals baby over 2.5.
Okay. More than 2 goals. Shakhtar Donetsk, Porto.
Over 1.5, but either side winning. I see a win in the game, but over 1.5.
Okay, double chance both teams.
Yes, either side.
Okay.
Yeah, chairman.
Both teams. Okay, 1.5. Okay, when the max one I can how time am possible my code. You bet a master or how you say. Get down to business. When she's here, I think only bet ma. It's not as say no. Bet we slip mom on. As sponsors of this show, Betway, yes. Now, as I said, their mom. Okay, Obi Choice. Champions League, quick one, because you're bad Georgia Free, as you sense him. You're Georgia Free, one of the lawyers, very chim come. Okay. Now, Yansaka, Georgia Free appeal, notice of appeal, no. Yeah. I'm the coin, yeah. Yanya said you see Trono, and Yansaka appeals decision, so it's in the middle.
Okay.
Quick one.
Milan win over Newcastle.
AC Milan.
Yes, win over Newcastle. Giroud to score. Leipzig away win to Young Boys. Lewandowski to score. Barcelona win over Antwerp. Feyenoord win over Celtic.
Feyenoord versus Celtic.
Yeah, Feyenoord versus Celtic. Cameroon Atletico win away to Lazio, but double chance ATM. PSG convincing win over Dortmund. Man City plenty goals against Red Star Belgrade.
Plenty goals. That's over 4.5.
Yeah, plenty goals.
Then 5 goals, 6 goals.
Unless one more with Haaland. Haaland beats me about hat trick and Abibisa. Watch out for Jeremy Doku as well. Come on, which other game?
Shakhtar Porto.
Porto away win to Shakhtar Donetsk. And yeah, I'm saying no. I'm saying Leipzig away win to Young Boys.
The Kaka. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Okay, AC Milan win, Leipzig win.
Yeah. Barca win.
Barca win, Lewandowski to score.
Yes, Feyenoord win. Double chance ATM.
Double chance and let's go back.
Man City plenty goals.
Yeah,
PSG win over.
Convincing win. That's a PSG win over 1.5.
Yeah, PSG over Dortmund.
Yeah.
And Porto away win. Yeah.
Okay. And also
it looks good.
Yeah. I know she pa.
It looks good.
Biggie.
Chairman.
Bremen at the time in terms of India. Now also give me India now. And now then why you?
Chairman say
why you and I am running through matches.
Chairman, Milan and Newcastle both teams to score.
Go both teams.
Yes. Young Boys in Leipzig double chance. Barcelona win. Final double chance. Lazio and Atletico Madrid both teams to score. City win. Dortmund, Paris Saint-Germain both teams to score. And a Porto double chance.
Okay. Well, and now I go both teams but tomorrow. Even Barcelona born out of we should go. Maybe say God may rest up a good memo go. On Mesha. Plenty goes, it's almost 7 on Mesha 1. But PSG is Mesha Dortmund. PSG is Mesha Dortmund. Now, and the matches in the mood hockey. But when you go for the mood down,
so Chama was so Scadia no choose why is strategic. Why should Man City there no? You Man City there no, you Barca there no. Oh, now the Dortmund, PSG Dortmund. Say PSG Dortmund no, or no, just say why is Spurs no? Oh no, just say who they are or you are Braboni. Until we are confident, they are about to make
3 games now.
3 games, 9,000.
No,
they are good sooner.
Because
Bao person who Sikaye safe there. Man City Barca they conk.
Yeah.
And they UEFA for cry who she you know the matches me anyway there
so in the group stages where the big team mostly win about 80% of this competition. With all the club competition, the Champions League na big teams neta win it compared to the Europa a Conference League because on shocks to them. And he say all of them so you can go with the big teams no way to me so because mostly they win.
Okay. Yeah, this see on Saturday by any say and every time no a term the appeals committee of the Ghana Football Association and now the omo verdict no ema Georgia Free and yensa can be in fact and then social media is here signed by Japasu who is the chairman of the appeals committee na omo ensemuno omo to Georgia Free omo say the elections committee ne ekan no the elections committee ne kan no omo ne omo ayadwen iti Georgia Free disqualification no Bruni Bega say omo uphold na omo uphold na say Georgia Free is still not qualified to run for the FA presidency seat no enyadia obetimi akwakopre na ye kwa homa inso ne ne Richmond Numbo Saka Esquire oye council for Georgia Free na yene no enjojo komo la mbajo ye chawa no pem je bibi aboko
na me abo
okay obia so ejo so la na ya say on the in fact mu ya appeal no edekoi na ya say FA no atrasi appeals committee na atrasi and on the verdict about so uphold the elections committee decision. First of all, on the legal brain here. What go through na then na okafa ruling ho.
You that na try to change the answer. Really, please. Well, as you rightly know, appeals committee of the GFE, the party of the decision, sometime later this year, and I hear on the appeal now. So, if there was challenging the decision of the about refusing to pass his application to stand the office of President Ghana Football. In fact, after almost close of the year now, may I worry that the cartel because the statutory special rules there's a mandatory period that what appeals to see a moment decision about eventually got it. I can speak for John and I say that the J decision for a number of reasons. The primary one being that appeals normally issues now for appeals committee and I was interrogating now deciding on those issues. But also the session now appeals committee the buy now. Specifically the last paragraph of paragraph 2. The last sentence in paragraph 2 of the division. Almost resolving this appeal. Almost check grounds of appeal now you need the crowd. Now almost your mama and a better appeal. And to the extent that almost I'll share those grounds of appeal as part of their consideration of the matter. We are really a bit agree. Secondly, social issues now are more aggressive in the decision itself now. Those issues do not answer the appeal that was put before the appeal court. At all. There were critical issues of constitutional interpretation of the GFA statute. After expectation, let's say, appeals committee may have opportunity to say, on the express of opinion, so that it would resolve all future issues of such nature. But again, Omo apply on position on those issues. Thirdly, they also said the entire decision does not follow the necessary statutory and regulatory procedure for elections in the GF. And in summary, there's a division no the film consultation, that's doing further consultation on the next court following that division. Ultimately, George, our young client, and they decided, and I'll be instructed on the what's it, but the what's it in power. You know exactly what about it. Yeah.
They say there are some, you know, it might take a court, say, mobile call a court on this matter because Mufili say system no ni mundi ni said the oka about my appeal no say or say enye due to the provisions of your case and as a merit of your case but almost dually on the elections committee decision no na chance am asam no kra no as the appeals committee no nya no no mo hey omo go fa the election committee there no mo sa head e ho asem na omo sa ka kire mo
yeah the farm ya gin chere no kre
la two schools of thought. If you say, I don't know call cars. If you say there be no cars asem, when you be about unqualified player and who some. If you say court no election and so
okay.
27th year.
Yes, we are aware of the date. You know, say the PICC following the decision. The necessary consultation about the next step to take. And Makase ultimately, George Free never check instructions for our facility. However, about or more regulation, any statutes on elections in particular, and appeals specifically, yes, they make provision for other jurisdictions for seeking remedy, including, as you rightly know, the Court of Arbitration for Sports, as well as, and that's what their statute says, as well as a national independent arbitration tribunal. And you know, there were fora you to me to redress this matter. The name baby are all say court affirm abem. Now so in Kawunya the benefit of case now present GFA appeals committee now. Who can say there are really issues of fundamental human rights. Now you expect to send the appeals committee or dealing with determine who be issues no now to the extent that we have raised these issues of fundamental human rights that have gone unaddressed by the appeals committee. Of course, advice now about this decision includes those issues that affect the right of the free as far as the fundamental human rights are concerned in respect of this whole procedure towards election. And you know, it is not a closed door. It is an available option. However, we intend to abide by the very statutes that regulate federation football in this country. Gives us the option, say, you bet me a CAF, and now you bet me a consult a national independent arbitration tribunal to help resolve the matter. That is one course we can take. There is also a course before the courts which we can explore specifically to address those other issues that can be addressed by a court of competent jurisdiction. And we know them, like I've told you. And you know, taking the necessary steps. And in the coming hours, I'm sure you will get to know George Free's position about all these issues.
Me nim de about la o sha said yesi koya ane o yam renim for o he se mo de asem no ko die quarter o gidi ye se ebe ba se your fear di be ballot no so the second one so say election year 27th are we likely to see an injunction on the election because you two abani we dia we say okwa na say everything go see.
Definitely, we now are towards ensuring that George Efe's name appears on the ballot paper come the election day. Like I've told you, Nema Bebre no Ebejina positioner or be instructed CNP. Already Makacho said there were available remedies and jurisdiction to address the issues between now and even that date. And immediately, concern how to remedy what we believe is an erroneous position taken by the appeals committee of the GF. And already our opinion about it is clear. We feel that it was done without regard to the case that the FIA presented to the appeals committee. And we believe that any other tribunal or forum, including a court of competent jurisdiction, will be able to give to us the remedy the FIA is in this process. Because maybe disqualified king or Madrid fees soon now. And now they are or Madrid say or address issues not based on that. Now, Chroma, as you rightly know, at the last age, and I'm running so admire available channels are able to Nafaso and they have thought it out. And ultimately, you're the free of the mind the necessary instructions. Or my instructions, no so.
Okay. Now, per the ruling of the appeals committee, Mr. Suzuko, was so. Now, almost say, I'm review videos of Georgia Free vet, I'm review videos of the interviews they had with Leslie Battels and Jeffrey Asari. Now, in the video, Jeff agreed, even Ojetumu say, he accepted or acknowledges or sign document, form, but one trust or your director of the club, though he signed same. Omujidi say, and no constitute error. Say, ebia, obi a mistake on the form, so your man acquiring man correct bano. And no, you're different from Obia Saya only who coins or sign. In Honomu Mukakra and her name says I go the main bone of contention now. Mijili said I go fast him win in. Would you, I don't know, if this will be a fair question, but of course, I mean, you can decide to answer or not to. I mean, I will very much accept that. Would you agree that there were some mistakes on your part?
You see, I'm not a car say, you feel say, case now you're submitting my appeals committee. I want to show you a case now. I'm going to show you a case now. That position, almost stating no, it will be here. Anyway, the position is that if you go to the GFA statutes and regulations, there are no rules or regulations for the manner in which you bring your application to be elected into office. Rules are very specific. Almost say you would be proposed by a member and then supported by at least 5 other members. It says at least 5 other members. Now, obviously, interpretation-wise, at least means the minimum you can do. It does not mean that is exactly what you can do. Secondly, you feel say, consider a case in its entirety. They would appreciate the fact that in the GFA statutes, the member that is to nominate or propose a person and or support a person's proposal is a legal person, not a natural person or a legal person. So this should be a member of the association and a member must be legal. Legal persons act through natural persons. In corporate governance, it is not only the director who can act. That is our opinion. In corporate governance, all we need is an officer or somebody in a management position to be able to make a decision for a corporation. The directors are as high as that office. The managing director is as high as that office. The legal officers are all high in that office. And we have other management officers. Now, if the management officer signs a supporting document for and on behalf of a member of the association, it is for the members, in our opinion, to come and say that this person, we don't know him. This person didn't do what it's not acting for us. But you see,
in the case, was submitted documents or so or no as an election committee, or no vetted the documents, no acquire cross checks. And we say, Obia was signing no, or say, or quince or sign. But a coffee muno nipa bakua sign. Only one quince or sign because ni any association no records mu. Ni Registrar General documents mu, which means that person is alien in this whole situation. It's only one coin class and consign document no, and also any power of attorney. It's not just unqualified to sign.
You see, Anuntina regulations to make it provision for Article 8.3. Osha rules now. Me, I'm not expressing my opinion about Article 8.3, but you still say it is without regard to the entirety of the regulations and the statute governing it. Osha Article 8.3 now. Almost say, what submit to candidate a form and I'll submit. Also submit a form now and other supporting documents. Like I rightly said, we should start with this form I'm referring to as standard form. There's nowhere in the statute or regulations where you find the form. It's not there. There's nowhere in the regulations where they will say that to be able to support this person, you must find this particular form or that particular form. It's nowhere in the statute. It's nowhere. So what will happen is that the elections committee is supposed to receive applications from candidates, vet the applications, and ensure that they conform to what is required to stand office. They then insert Article 8.3 to the rules to say, once you receive that nomination form and you examine those documents and you find any anomalies in those documents, please draw the attention of the candidate. The opportunity is supposed to be given to the candidate to be able to rectify. For instance, a candidate proposes, somebody proposes a candidate through the form. The person's name is on the form, but it is not signed. How do you treat it? Do you say that because it is not signed, the person did not propose him? The expectation of the rules is that you would present Obama will say, hey, Minister, form now the buy an incomplete course, and can also be signed one sign. The now statutory, almost statutory days near day. It's a statutory 2-day period. We didn't wait to come and rectify it. That is there. And I'm going to say, oh, share a case I submit here. You make a case to the extent that that's what as a nation, we have encountered such difficulties before at election time. And they were resolved by the necessary constitutional interpretation to the election rules. And an interpretation of the mind, that and one is submitting now. If it comes to a national election, the court can think about it this way. About GFA elections, it should be able to apply. And what is the purpose? To let the candidate get the opportunity to rectify errors in his application. The application is the form together with the document. It won't mean that, oh, yeah, showing. Okay, Article 8.3. Okay, it is funny way now near my field say the President Appeals Committee. Oman said that I'm paying particular attention to our case in respect of them. And secondly, and more importantly to us, Omo express your opinion about the appeal. Oman boss, they just left them blank. So yeah, you feel fair. I will say it to me, a further redress on this matter. But of course, like I've said, ultimately, the client, George Philly, would have to instruct us based on the advice we prefer to him. And we believe that there is still a case for him in this election. So our advice will definitely be given, and his instructions will be given as well. In the coming hours, everybody will get to know the provisional, the city of.
Okay. Well, that's CP.
Thank you to everyone.
All right. Okay. We a lawyer for Georgia Free, lawyer Saka and Richmond, Numbu Saka Esquire, no and Yatininkano. Okay.
Yes. This is me, myself, and I screw and the face, aka Bala. Cheers, come and let's have fun. Let's listen to good music because I'm going to be around. What you see? Mumbra, Mumbra, like they say, your health is your wealth. Bala, Gaza, baby, I will be, I say, them boy.
Well, share my Thursday, you read the merits of the case. Obi, what kind Judge Freedom appeal? No?
Yeah.
What kind of decision?
Yeah.
They say two sides. Judge Freedom appeal on the court, and I'm gonna say, number one, I'm gonna care about issue Mickey Charles Kawa. Yeah, said there was a sixth person in the room.
Process is a procedure.
Veteran, and then Baba could be all.
Yeah.
Second one, I'm gonna say. Almost the NIPA 6. NIPA 6 endorsements on the buy 5. Because back when you sign it, back when sign it form, no, but present statutory declaration. To other here from Mombe over sign form, no. Jeff, the end of contest say, not Jeff for who coins also sign. And almost say, I say, human rights issue, I say. Infringing on the rights of the free.
We did chairman.
And appeals committee, I mean, appeals committee wants to say the issue about say if the man who coins so mistake or form swap. You know, there's a checklist. I say, well, I'll go every son. We don't require a checklist. Checklist, no. Also, do we have when you bank statement 3 months now? The aba. When you be a birth certificate, no, take it. Odiaba. When you be a police report, what take it. Odiaba. Nina or take it. But and no, the verify is a document, no. Are valid or invalid? About the decision making body. A whole number say a valid. Or invalid. Election committee want to say, I'm in the checklist for things to be submitted.
A complete, but invalid.
But there was an invalid signature. Signature be a womb. And you know my disqualified.
Interesting. Chairman, sir, appeals. Me sure sir George Jeffrey and in the council name say. Or maybe appeal, no, there's an opportunity to cast and all other areas.
But I think there's a cast, they're ruling it out. They want really cast out, they want to go to the law court. Because I'm feel say cast, no. Case we can be dealt with at the law courts because every corporate body. Under the laws of this country.
Yeah, can be sued and be sued.
Exactly. Inti court cast process, no. We are going to cry, but 2 years.
I still not decision. You bet me you are free.
And the lawyer and Thompson, the ABB told social media. I'll say it's a GFA member, an individual or a club. Are you supposed to have 5 members supporting you or 5 individuals from a club supporting you? The article spoke about 5 members supporting you.
5 members.
Yes, a member is already defined in the statutes as a club. So Kotoko House and the various clubs who have been admitted by virtue of Article 13 of the statutes are the members, not the individual officials of the club. It is my view that once 5 clubs support you, you have met the requirements. I am not too interested in who wins, but I will encourage them to test this interpretation at a higher forum if they wish to. Further, I have had the chance to read one of the decisions of the committee which sat on this appeal, and with all due respect to them, they even failed to consider the grounds of appeal, which they are bound in law to do. All that they did was to rubber stamp the decision of the vetting committee. Acts of this nature creates unnecessary rancor and bitterness among other members of the association. Mr. Ernest Thompson. Ernest Thompson, a astute lawyer in this country.
Former
Asama lawyer, Nunu Saka Kain, Numbo Saka Kain, Richmond. I'll say the grounds of appeal, and also Mohenya Assembly. Fanso the Assembly, Unimkra, and yet you unim na de jeji Assembly. Appeal the grounds, no the buy na jeji. According to Ernest Thompson, according to the 3 years lawyers, although say the grounds normally appeal. No, that is not what the appeals committee considered.
Chairman, so we can go through all of the processes now.
Yes.
Nti George Free ne appeal no. Na yen kan na yen hwɛ sɛ yɛbɛtumi anya yɛn ho ntiaseɛ kakra wɔ panyin n'asɛm a agya ma ne nkɔsoro ha deɛ formality ma ne nkɔsoro agya mesrɛ time no nhyɛ da ni hɔ saa. Okay, so these are the grounds
of the appellant's appeal.
Yes, okay, so the elections committee of the Ghana Football Association misdirected itself on the law governing the requirement to contest for the office of the president of the GFA, resulting in the committee's decision findings that the appellant in the case of George Free's application to contest the office of the president of the GFA was unsuccessful in light of the appellant's entire application as put before the committee. Into the Omo can say elections committee, Omo share George in Yoma Mono, Omo Susu said in Yomano etosini into Oma Yinefrim, and no, according to lawyer Onu General George Free, committee in elections committee, Omunina Sono, Enyadia, Ekaye. So, what are the particulars of the error? Error is synonymous to mistake. Inti then omususu say committee then omo ya entwa year omo disqualify George Free omususu say was say omo tena so biem na omo hwe asem no. The elections committee of the Ghana Football Association failed to correctly consider and apply Article 33 of the GFA statute. So, what are in the statutes? Article 33 of the GFA statute. I was here kind of okay, so 33, Chairman, I'll say the election for the position of the president shall take place by position. Each candidate for the position of the president shall be proposed by one member and supported by 5 members. Does
it say 5 or at least 5?
It says 5. The law is clear. It says the election for the position of the president shall take place by position. That's president of the executive council. Each candidate for the position of the president shall be proposed by one member and supported by 5 members. That's Article 33 of the GFA statutes. The elections committee of the GFA misconstrued or misapplied regulation 8.3 of the elections election committee So what is in regulation 8.3 of the elections regulations of the Ghana Football Association? 8.3 says at the latest 2 days after the deadline for the submission of candidatures, the election committee shall inform in writing candidates who have failed to provide all the relevant documents in support of their candidature and grant them another 3 days to complete these applications. If the relevant candidate fails to complete these applications within the prescribed deadline, their candidature shall be declared invalid. And I'm saying, Obia Wetie show Ibia appreciate this idea. The elections committee of the Ghana Football Association erroneously misconstrued or misapplied Article 13.21J. Okay. 13.21J. What does that say? 13.2J. Sorry. What does 13.2J says? A list of officials specifying those who are authorized signatories with the right to enter into legal binding agreement with third parties. Any changes of officials and authorized signatories shall be communicated in writing to the General Secretary within 30 days of the said change. So this is in relation to Kuku Battels, Leslie, or more SSO, or more directors, or more signatories. No, look, I think there's a difference between directors and signatories. Because, for example, me assure say Togbe Afede, on your direct, on your signatory to hard to work, our FA secretariat, because say, as at the time we pay Obia signing, they're not Togbe busy. So it could be possible say signatories at the FA could be different from the directors. But some direct or signatories now, and was all the court to FA then na omo.
But the J no say Obia ye authorized signatory obetimia enter into binding contract.
Yes. Yes.
It will be on even say Alaja can be.
Yes.
Or representing advocate.
Yes. Yes.
Obetia Basebia FA, so we sign, club yambe sign for sponsorship money.
Absolutely.
Obetia sign.
Yes.
No discount.
Yes.
What else?
Yes. But not necessarily a director.
Yes. It's Osano no to me sign.
Yes, to me sign. In case a changes beba, I was all the to FA no so enim. So they are saying based on this.
But there is a list of officials.
Yes, a list of officials. I was a FA. That one is clear.
Okay.
So there's a difference between directors of a club and signatories of a club at the FA. I know you're clear. The findings of the elections committee that the applicant's application to contest for the president was unsuccessful due to the applicant's nomination supported by 4 GFA members instead of 5. As required under the statutes and elections regulations of the FA is erroneous and not supported by evidence adduced by the elections committee. Okay, so I think say A3 no area omo edi ho komo pass and was say omo ma ho time. Ajari enko I think D Ajari scroll hard D. Okay, the elections committee of the Football Association breached
rules of
natural justice, fair hearing were neglected or failed or refused to apply properly in relation to 8-3 no, because 8-3 no Emma so okay, for example, police reports almost see manfa police reports na nka ho a was say FA no etwema dwenko sisu say obi report or documents out the by the police report nka ho into the space of 2 or 3 days no submit it now come or documentation any complete, and that in my estimation is fair a case of natural justice. Enya dia udi boni bi area. So Ajarian ko into page 3 of George Free. Okay. Although regulation 8.3 of the elections regulation of the FA mandatory requires the election committee of the FA to inform applicants in writing 2 days after the deadline or no biano etiasie, the FA failed to do so. And the appellant was not granted the statutory opportunity to have the issue raised by the elections committee in their decision, subject to the matter of the president appeal resolved within our statutory. Some fair judgment, some fair, fair hearing and all of that. No, omukase FA no amomo kwan amoment to me. Yes, I changes now. Ne was say omutumi eyeno. Okay, although the appellant had provided more than 5 members, which I think was unnecessary. Because the law says 5. Into 5 now, Koyan is 6 there. I don't know.
20.
Such a declaration and your endorsement.
Okay.
Yes. Bet me declare, but endorsing on the paper. No.
Okay.
5.
Okay.
But according to George Free, or the NIPA 6 ne koye.
But 5 endorse the form.
Asemui. Okay.
On the statutory declaration 6.
Yes. Or say the appellant had provided more than the required 5. Inti adena 5 no. Ono the 6 koye. Inti ono susu se sanka ba kukran fum so wo ho a. Adena 6. Se Jeffrey Asare na ne de ne invalid. Na na me out de no ho anka betumi abehiem. What's my point?
But now me on side for me.
Now me out there no, and uncle was here from Momo Bayesa correction. That's what they are saying. Okay. So the elections committee failed to exercise its discretion. Let's move on, Jari. Fast. Let's move on. Okay. So the decision and finding of the election committee of the FA that the appellant's application to contest the office of the president was unsuccessful due to the failure to secure 5 members in support of his application is against the weight of evidence adduced before that committee, which will be almost submitted 6 members. Okay. Ajay, let's move on. Let's move on. So this is the statement of case for the appellant, George Free. With respect to this appellant's appeal, Ajay, okay, so these are introduction and all of that. Relevant. Okay, let's stay here. We wish to submit right from the onset that the entire decision of the election committee against the appellant's application to contest the office of the president of the FA is erroneous, both in fact and in law, with evidence in support of same either resulting from the committee's misconstruction or misunderstanding of the relevant laws, regulations, rules governing elections within the FA and all of that. So let's move on to page 5. Okay, so it says in this submission, therefore, we demonstrate to the appellant committee through the arguments to be made on the various grounds of the appellant's appeal. The case of the appellant by considering both factual and legal basis of the appellant's appeal, especially in light of the application the appellant put before the elections committee, together with all necessary documents which were submitted in support of same, as well as the vetting process held by the elections committee, together with the necessary video and documents recording, as well as all the various correspondence between Oma boy semne tofa say bibia wo so mo ye bia no omo videos ne bibia no omo ayache so mo comment. Okay, so the factual basis of which the appeal is founded. Respectfully, the appellant is and has been a long-standing representative of Susubiribi Sporting Club, which is a member of the association, hereinafter called or referred to as GFA, and in good standing with the FA. As a matter of fact, the appellant is known that Obianimi is working knowledge and all of that. Ejari, page 6. Very interesting. Sometime on the 8th of August, the appellant completed and signed necessary forms together with documents. Okay, that's everyone knows. Okay, so these are the signatories. These are Omo Mususu, according to the appeal, no Omo endorse George Free form. Okay. Emmanuel Achirakon Frimpong of Susubiribi Sporting Club, who in accordance with law regulating elections of the GFA proposed, okay, he proposed the applicant, because when himself also Nyobia, Nipa Bakobe proposed, in a 5, or much me I endorse it. Okay, Abdul Salam of New Edubiasi, in accordance with the law regulating the FA, supported the applicant's application. Bernard Amofa Jantwa of Brekum Chelsea was also in support. In Tianya, 2 endorsements. George Jawu, Adriana Stars, was also in support, so 3. Kwaku Africa, Insia Asare, Brekum City Football Club, also a support here, so 4. And 1 statutory declaration by Nana Miao, Menu of Techima and 11 Wonders, also in support, so 5 endorsements from members. Ajay, page, the next page. 1 statutory declaration by Jeffrey Asare of Victory Club Warriors. Into 6 guys who endorse George Free application. So, okay, H no, I say, oh, we made, I say, 1 person proposed together with 6 instead of the legally required 5. Into a mokrano bro adiano so. Into a muntias and come from so, our Baku de one now the Ankaude, I didn't hear Nuna Yama Unsiano, Diabro so now the Ashim, now 5, a honor dia 7 in ano eba. Okay, we do note the attempt by the elections committee to point out very insignificant yet minor omission. Baby, said, and I'm one sign, according to lawyer, insignificant yet a minor omission. And I will say, F any friend and I'm no sign, ever signing, no more, me a call. Okay, so. Ajari, okay, that's fantastic. Hana, my name is Roka Karabi. The statutes and constitution of the FA provides in Article 54(1) and as follows: the elections committee is the body in charge of organizing and supervising the election process in according to its provisions. Page 8, Ajari. And these statutes and the election regulations of the FA, it states that the election committee has no more about the processes and the procedures. The election committee shall be made up of 5 members, including at least 1 woman and a lawyer, who shall be the chairperson. Okay, so Article 4 of the regulations, so say I was here chairperson, vice chairperson, and 3 ordinary members. And the Congress has been given the mandate to appoint an appropriate number of substitutes when needed. In the elections committee, Congress. That's according to Council for Georgia Free. We therefore submit that there are 2 issues raised here. In terms of committee na mo sa bridge no na sa time on betumi correct errors no na de to so mienu call committee na nim no senior owura I think Mickey Charles raise no 5 people call na 6 into 2 issues and raise. We shall, however, not belabor the issue of unconstitutional nature of the panel, which I think we will address that later on. Into page 9 of Georgia Free's appeal. So the appellant, following the vetting of the appellant, received a letter on the 28th of August, wherein the decision of the elections committee effectively disqualify him, the appellant, from contesting the office of the president as was contained. Therefore, it's okay, we move on. Let's go to the legal basis of the appellant's appeal. Article 25.5, Article 23.5F of the Ghana Football Association statutes. It says independent committees fulfill their function in accordance with these statutes and the applicable regulations. The independent committee shall consist of the elections committee, the disciplinary committee, the ethics committee, and the appeals committee. The appeals committee is responsible for hearing appeals decision from the DC and the EC that are not declared final by the relevant regulations of the FA. So these are in Article 54, Article 23, Article 23, Article 54 of the FA statutes and all of that. So appeal because decision of the EC, so on TSA also the appeals committee. To page, the next page. Okay, so it says parties affected by the decision of the elections committee have the right to appeal. That we know. We know. Reading the statutory provisions of the GFA as highlighted above, herein above, suggests the appeals committee has the mandate and jurisdiction. That we know. Okay, so let's come to G. Article 9 of the elections regulation of the GFA provides appeal against decisions of the FA lodged exclusively 3 days and all of that. That I think we can proceed. So I think the next page. Okay, so these are the reliefs. These are the reliefs.
Free appeals committee.
Simplicity. That the decision of the elections committee of the Ghana Football Association dated 28th August be set aside. That the decision of the elections committee informing the appellant that he does not meet the requirements to contest the election from the position of the presidency be reversed. The appellant's application to contest the position of president of the FA be declared unsuccessful, and the appellant be allowed to contest the office of the president of the Football Association. So further take notice of this. You are required within the stipulated time stated. So Obian himself will serve your time. I was say appeals committee. It's not say now more response. But if the appeal is not accompanied by the appropriate appeal fees and stipulated time, that's so. And I think the lawyer signed, and that is it.
Okay.
For reaction. That's the appeals committee reaction to this story. It's quite interesting. That's
the ruling.
Yes, the ruling. Very, 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 very interesting ruling. But I think, Chairman, the appeals committee dealt with all of the issues raised. Okay, let's go through them. We can.
Grounds. Grounds now.
Yes,
the appeals committee deal with the grounds.
Okay. So as per the notice, I'm saying okay, hold on here. We have also reviewed the decision of the elections committee as well as initial and supplementary written submissions in support of the appeal by George Kwesi Afriyie. A video of the vetting of Mr. George Kwesi Afriyie, appeals committee in Sakaye. We also reviewed videos of the interviews of the election committee had with Mr. Leslie Battels in Tinano and Mr. Jeffrey Asari and also. So according to the appeals committee, these were the main issues. And for every law student or every lawyer or every learned person, issues are this. That's the substance. The main issue to be determined is whether or not Mr. George Kwesi Afriyie is properly disqualified by the elections committee. George Afriyie, I are disqualified. In resolving this issue, we shall not follow extensively the grounds. Also, because it's not necessary. It's not necessary. We shall not follow the extensive grounds of appeal. Why do you write this there? It's not necessary.
Because then why appeal? Why do you say you won't follow the grounds of appeal? How's that going to try the old case?
Grounds ben na they will cancel no. Okay, Kakra. What trouble, Mr. Yanko Chikakra, Yanko because my message could be very, very important. Very, very. Okay, we note from the written submission in support of the appeal, Mr. George Afriyie is alleging that the elections committee was constituted by 6 instead of 5. So, okay, it's our first issue. Okay, so let's move on. And according to appeals committee, no nipa ba no beka elections committee no aye nsia no or in-house lawyer.
FNA
lawyer or no ho. And omugina so say article 44 of the regulations of the elections no. Or say the elections committee shall appoint a secretary from amongst its members who shall be responsible for the related logistical matters and who shall take care upon the matters. He may call upon the GFA secretariat to assist him in his duties. Inti nipa no ho no obasa obabeboa secretary no onye member. Jama say eto asumu ana ento asumu because uko university councillor registrar or ti also onye member of the council. Inti de bema ye who the members of the council are. Report no. Why am I signing report? Now, why am I signing attendance?
And how many busa question?
So, Chama, appeals for the city panel or no kahono when we question bia.
One kasa.
So that is
so invariably the appeals committee is dealing with the
issues.
The issues. The other shows there. And the grounds of appeals for the original. Oh.
Mr. George Free,
okay.
I know dear chairman. I know cry my boys why because nipa me no contest here. Then I dollar be flow kakra nipa back on. Bo say onum kwasa na ahochira ba. A better boy said did boy say na say gifty call no post the maintaining cabin.
First is all play no time.
Oh, chairman, okay, so Masa Bobo nipa numu I was saying komo support Ejayenko and Abdul Salam more denomination. So George Free's form had 5 listed above. All the 5 clubs also provided statutory declaration to the effect. The committee notes that George Free included a seized signatory or statutory declaration from another person who had not supported his nomination. This document is irrelevant as it is not from a GFA member indicated in the nomination form. Hey. Now, sir, Nanamia also a member of the association.
Nanamia is a member of the association.
Yes, so how can you say
statutory declaration is not an endorsement of your candidacy.
Yes, they've declared.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, that statutory declaration is more like an evidence of, say, on some year is because who's the first not club back who beat me koyo mawi. I was saying who said nipa back was sign your man nipa back. Now court according to declaration.
Yeah.
Now the endorsement should appear on the form. The statutory declaration is a supporting document.
Yes.
To your endorsement say truly me just say me. Meaning what's in better the signature in your name alone. About the statutory declaration is supposed to support me and my son, mama to me say betanichi. Oh, their point is that sad document the buy, but then the Bako endorses it, then the statutory declaration is irrelevant. Meaning what on point I say okay, Obi good, my example. Obi go pay loan. Yes, you here guarantor. Guarantor no. Me say committee me just sign it say friend Maxwell and is no must sign me no secretary must sign and I say my bibia aye what I say by say could statutory declaration from court I just a signature na me me just a me na me territory no in the seven you be na forge signature what in point I say but my point is say o the sad na just say me no but won sign impo na the sad na back it say it's irrelevant. Oh, the point, appeals for the point, no. No. Now, time no call.
Okay, Chairman. Numbers no in terms of 5 and 6.
5. I'm saying.
No.
It's almost 5 now.
5.
No way, you know. And I'm say the issue of say.
Is Jeffrey Asari's signature valid? Jeffrey Asari or signing, the signature no valid na same way. So the elections committee disqualified George Afriyie on the basis that the endorsement from Victory Club Warriors was incompetent. Mr. Jeffrey Asare, who signed for and on behalf of the Victory Football Club, had indicated on the form that he is a director of the club. The elections committee established from the regulations of the club as well as records of the GFA that Mr. Jeffrey Asare is not a director in its regulations and also not an authorized signatory as officially provided by the official. So this is mind-boggling. How is Jeffrey Asare not a signatory and not a director? Went ahead to sign. Chairman, it almost say authorized signatories at the FA. Chairman, and Chairman, this as at the 9th of May 2023, Busumi Mienu Anami and Sechi Club Victory Club Warriors at the Krata Koma FA and said Omun signatories near Omon Besa Omon Krata. Leslie Kuku Battles, Mr. Fatah Mohammed CEO, Miss Angela Efa Director. We also noticed that that the search conducted at the Office of the Registrar of Companies provided the directors as follows: Leslie Battles and Angela Efa. So the directors and the signatories, there's no Jeffrey Asare.
It almost say clearly Jeffrey Asare has no legal authority to execute any document on behalf of Victory Football Club. He did not provide any power of attorney giving him the authority to sign. It's a honuna. The last time, Madam for lawyer, because I can say, onye secretary to Omo, you know, onye director. But a director can give him power of attorney to represent him.
Yes.
It is sounded
yes, and only problem.
But number one, no power of attorney. Number two, only DNF as a signatory. Number three, only director. So why did he sign?
Why did you sign?
Why did you sign?
Why did you sign?
And that is where I will gladly accept that George Afriyie erred. He made a huge mistake. This thing.
Chairman, and
huge mistake.
So one relevant point. Article 8.3 of the FA regulation on elections. Or say at least 2 days after the deadline of the submission, article 8.3 webium. We wish to state, that this provision is not applicable to the fact of this case. A review of the checklist shows that Mr. George Afriyie submitted all documents in support of the application. It is not the case that a police clearance certificate or a passport picture was not included, which will have warranted the application. Proper interpretation of Article 8.3. Because, Chairman, but you see why I understand this issue. At the latest 2 days after the deadline of submission of candidature, the elections committee shall inform in writing candidates who fail to provide all relevant documents. But you see, the point is, George Afriyie provided all relevant documents, but there was an invalidity.
And no. Appeals committee for to say there are relevant documents to provide.
Yes.
For instance, I saw visa.
Yes.
You say our checklist. You go for more checklist. Also provided bank statement. Also provided police clearance. Also provided introductory letter from a company. Also provided way. First of all, call VFX now application. Now VFX want to do application.
Yeah.
They have been trained in such a way that about document we need. So we need it. This is our document no. Any man say so which means that me say everyone say that no. But so the document be introductory letter pay slip bibia obeji. No afford their UK for no. UK for no year on decision. They will do an investigation.
Yes.
On the documents, they will vet the documents you presented.
Yeah.
So Fred Angel FM for no Busom say, do you know have a worker called Cabinet Wisdom Obia Free? Nonga said no. In our records, there's nobody like that.
Invalid.
No red flaggy.
Yes.
Or introductory letter not to.
Chama no na okwa embassy ani afa police ama no. Say forgery no.
What you say? Enti eno no obe deny visa no based on an invalid document.
What complete you?
What you have completed?
Yes, but
your application is complete, but there was an invalid document in it. It is just like say a for tax clearance certificate, bro. The elections committee Omodian said they want to make sure that there is a tax clearance certificate. Now, but do say you're a tax expert, but no, we're not going to say we are forged. No, you too hard. You can be disqualified, and I know one of the members of disqualified me.
Yeah.
So, you're disqualified. Resume not to these or don't come into that. If tax clearance, because apparently the tax was and no go far, and they vet it.
Yes, of course.
It is your document. You are provided all relevant documents per the law, but that document is invalid. And no, you farm answer say the man tax clients not going for problem. Original. It's a honor. Say the two parties will have say but no crow say if say yeah. And go for the side, you know, trend. You remember, say they are not based on the grounds of the appeal,
but they virtually address everything.
But they address virtually everything. And at the end, medium say, "Ayana, who's the Indians and Joven Dugo Kana and Kai and Gakani, but the Kremu, Jeffrey Asari's signature." And I'll say
absolutely. The issue of
and I'll say the free Bibia. I am beginning to think, say, maybe I was slacking a crack. Nanami, I was like a crack.
Original
to come to sign. And maybe I'm a sign my Jeff Cosign. But not Jeff, yes, or Besino. Now, I think there was enough time for him to call Leslie Battles, say, on your baby, a letter for power of attorney or something.
Yes.
That they were attached to.
Yes.
And you say,
yes.
Maybe I say, because with him, Sadio one you're careful, Rantia, you be and still. I can't go away. That signature is what has caused everything.
And Chairman say, it's an issue of fraud. Well, forgery. One shall cry, bet me, I'm a kutia before.
Yeah, Mamma, I know what try. I want to try. If you want to trust on my director, am I in the signature? Victory for
me issue Nangasawo.
A Chioma trust on my signature.
But Chairman, they don't need time, so we might take it tomorrow. Me, 3 questions to ask. Now, whosoever gives an answer, easily.
One.
Obi has done a great job today, and I will only say one. You were talking about that letter. One, they say legal way for Mumwami. When no money the authority to be able to sign, was it on the day of the vetting or before or after? Which one?
After the vetting, and the letter by.
And he said before the vetting or the letter, but when was he given the authority so to me sign it?
After the vetting.
After the vetting.
And Sana Kukuba tells Emma Jeff the authority to sign.
The letter go my say.
Yes, was signed.
So I just signature today.
But when was Jeff given? But you say Mutimasi time Benny and my Jeff club the my Jeff so to me sign it
after the election.
And after the vetting.
And he says I let it the name is that Jeff is disqualified.
Absolutely. As at the time all signing
Max
now unqualified.
As at the 9th of May, directors and signatories of the football club had no Jeffrey Asari. Until my name said George man background checks ni here because it's very sad. But Chairman, I think okay, so
my take commentaries, my own I mean only said me very close to George Free, he's a very good friend and everything. But as they do say now, I mean my take commentaries are now Ketunum slow, Ketunum easy. Oh, Ketunum slow, Manin slow ye. It will sure say and got George all the needed we'll be talking about this.
Yeah. Obi,
my own brother Jeffrey Asari, if truly the vetting committee called you. No, there's only didn't knew. The man didn't know as much as say Ghana football is not the way we want it to be. Anyway, there are a lot of people who want to see the back of Keto Kreku and all that. That is not to say Adebi Kosona, young kind of the camp of Georgia Free. They didn't help matters. I'm disappointed all the people who believe in them to contest this process. First of all, answer Jeff assign it. Or signing then the coin. Ya fafu a friend. Abusan say, we are signatory to the account. What's the Debbie? We are director of the club. What's the Debbie? Now, in what capacity did you sign? Me, I was thinking that your friend also insisted, say, I'm now a signatory. But let her know and be a
except honey baby assembly.
But Chairman, a case Commodore versus fruit supply. In this case, it was ruled that in corporate law, an officer of a company can be deemed as a de facto director. This is when the person acts as an officer of the company and ostensibly signs contract or enters into binding agreements on behalf of the company, devoid of the fact that he does not have the express authority.
Exactly. For instance, if George Numbe change a document,
yes,
Bia, for instance, Congress Bia,
yes, Jeff Corey
represent a year,
yes,
a friend say,
Victory
Warriors,
yes.
And now say, player signature, player contract Bia, Jeff signing on behalf of the club, and they say now, invariably, a woman say on funny email, but we're more like de facto, official of the club. Some you mean, it's going to say, I didn't know.
That was my
point. I'm here to the level that if truly, said the judge don't be confident that they can unseat the free Ketokekuno. I feel say no so many 5 strong clubs. Asemu ni ho. Nanami ade ko ba say. Now say Nanami declaration ba omo twa George Jeff ade no say nana sign. And I go for winning, but still, as much as I feel say, it would help the FA if they conduct a proper election. Say said the near among focus, George Baby, George Baby, and Pa George Winnie. Said the name of focus, George, Uncle Baby, and Pa Secretary Winnie, hands down. Then you have the express support of the association because unopposed. The association is seen in the light of the public. Say mafia, ya mafia way. It's minimum there. I support George and lawyers that they should fight it in the court.
Yeah. The report say we're directing the lawyers to file an appeal at the Court of Arbitration for Sports. And there could also be an injunction as well. So
on the election,
on the election at the Accra High Court. Process is not from one appeal. The cast and also
but elections committee for no any media. Name say Ghana high influence for her. No chrome pan say you can influence. And here chrome and job go to police station. Obi far from police one as we them so me am offers mo head and cancel me near can boko. I was thinking say appeals committee fine. Larger person here astute lawyers, but I mean sometimes you look at the wave around you. Who share system now? Woman kakra. No, I'm not informing you maybe. So and you're okay. I did majima yatu. Monkoma nana me in a statutory declaration. So if you say we didn't qualify, Monkoma nana me on signing. Now for document number. No, I'm not going to stand it. If you are confident that even the person was struggling to get, not George is struggling to get 5 endorsements. If truly Ujidi said that he was struggling to get 5 endorsements, that means that he's not going to get more than 5 votes or 6 votes.
Yeah.
It's a dynamic election.
Yeah.
Your election now. No one put frame from. Put frame from. Now the where's our guy? Say why need to free career out they pay every president. And over me now. So yes, we didn't be pray. Say George don't be pray. Now say Bianca so George Nko. Now you do election 123 as 121 members. Near Choba, no 100 votes. Now the free 20 and now 23. Oh, and the carrier. Oh, what you know? Channel. A chubby the free gram a premium. And yes, sir. And no. But say or got near over Nelson Mandela of Ghana football because I say nobody never enter some so the Saudi way fine my jet say that processes and genuinely my brother Jefferson did not help George. I don't lie to you. He's been your long-standing friend. He's been your brother, your confidant Bibia. You did not help him. All this hula balloon came ma. Can't go find some see documents. This one. What I say? Can declaration but I couldn't count signatures near 4. I am sure. So they would have said that you're not with declaration, but the signature near the move on command in Sambra. And I go for when now about the free the campaign or the campaign lunch. I'm just hoping. Some go say a week before the election, you're clear. Now you have only 1 week to prepare and campaign and system no. Anyway, over.
Asemu.
Asem.
Na se ya wada me no na be ko.
Ya wada na ntie over. Ya nante pa, you be also ba.
Before. Joda ka to nsa afre yen.
Joda ka to nsa afre. Fantastic.
No se onyi ni se o betimi awia kwantuo no.
Mo so na me wia
so me nim se o ye face.
Na then ko ebe streaming live on Facebook on. It's the better so dey nyina na.
Ye ko nyina.
Ye ko nyina ye
ba kwa mpita. Oh, na chere se me ba kwa mpita so.
Ba computer so.
Eda etifo ni ahwefo nyina ase. Na wonim se ye ade Joda ka geni nyina enya hwe.
Da ka obrembi. Na so obrembi na obrembi asa na Thursday na obrembi because oni na ma Joda ka dia.
You cry the wa ene wa kai. O titibi no so no onom. Na ene se enkrofo so ehwan onom nyina na enkrofo sere no. Na nsan dwumadi bia ohaw bia amanfo de aba Grace Gifted dodo pa no ana ye so ano eno